Alright, in this video we will write some code and we will use the CSS flexbox. But before doing that, we have to learn about some terms which the CSS flexbox uses. Okay, so the main question you might be thinking like, hey, how we can use the CSS flexbox? So to use the CSS flexbox, we will have a container, that is this one, and that container is called the flex container. Okay, and in this container we will set the display to flex, which we will do in a moment. Okay, so this is the flex container, and inside of the container we will have some items which is called the flex items. I might call them some box, some items, or so on, but the items which are inside of a flex container is called the flex items. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, if we add the display to flex inside of the container, then something different happens, which we will definitely see inside of the code. So let's jump into the code. Okay, so let's go to the code. Here it is. Now inside of the code, I have done some things. So first of all, I have created this h1, and then I have created this div with the class of container. Inside of that, we have 6 different boxes. Okay, we have the div with the class of box, and then we have some unique classes attached with each of the boxes. For the first one, we have the class 1, and inside of the div, we are having the 1 here, number 1. Okay, then the second box have the class of 2, and inside of the div, we have 2. Okay, then the third box have the class of 3. Inside of that, we have 3. The fourth box have the class of 4. Inside of that, we have the 4. We have once again the 5, and then we have the 6. Okay, so we have 6 different divs, and these are boxes. Okay, now what we will do, definitely we will turn this container to a flex container. All right, and inside of the style, what I have done some of the global styles. I have set the margin to 0, padding to 0, box sizing to border box, and I have done the font family, which is this one. Then inside of the h1, we have the font size, which is set to 5 rem, and we have the text aligned to center. The container has some CSS properties as well. It has the width of 1500 pixels. It has the margin of 50 pixel and auto to center it. And then it has the border of 5 pixels solid and black. And then each of the boxes have the width set to 200 pixel, height set to 200 pixel, font size set to 4 rem, text align set to center. Okay, this is for the all of the boxes, and for each of the individual boxes which we have with the different class names, we have a different background color. So the first one, which has the class of 1, has the background color of blue violet. Then the second one, which has the class of 2, has the background color of red. The third one has the background color of green. The fourth one has the background color of coral. The fifth one has the background color of cadet blue. The sixth one has the background color of dark magenta. All right, so this is all the CSS which I have currently right now, which is quite small. So what I will encourage you to pause the video and write down all of the HTML and CSS. Okay? Okay, now if you have done everything correctly, if you go to the browser, which is opened with live server, as you can see, here is our boxes. This is the container which has the black outline here, and inside of that we have 6 boxes. And this is the expected behavior. Nothing new, right? Now, if I go to our code and inside of the container, we can do display set to flex. Okay. And now if I save that, something different will happen. So save and go to the browser. Now as you can see, all of the elements are in one line. Previously, all of the div had the display set to block because the div is the block level element. But currently what is happening, every div is inside of a single line. And please remember this numbering as well. So this is the first element, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. All right. So this is the display flex property. Now you might be thinking, okay, so what is exciting about the display flex property? Because after setting the display flex inside of the container, what will happen? Remember all of these properties which we have seen before: the align content, align items, align self, flex, flex basis, flex direction, flex flow, flex grow, flex shrink, flex wrap, justify content. All of this will work. If we do not set the display to flex inside of the container, none of this property will work. Okay. All right. So I can show it to you in a bit. So what I can do justify content to flex end. And if I save that, currently right now, go to the browser. Currently all of the elements have moved to the right side. Okay. And the ordering is the same. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So this is the one. Now, if I just comment out the display flex and save, what will happen? Nothing will happen. It is in the original shape which it was before. Okay. So as you can see, this is important. If you want to use the flex box, then you have to set display flex inside of the container. Only then you can use the flex box and all of its properties. All right. So this is the justify content which we will learn. Definitely we will learn in detail. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, after this has happened, what we have some other things to learn. Okay. So here is our another diagram. So we have to learn about two different things. One of them is the main axis and another one is the cross axis. Now you might be thinking, okay, the main axis seems to be in the x direction and the cross axis is seem to be in the y direction. But we are not using the x and y because by using the flex direction property, we can interchange the main and the cross axis. Okay. So this is something which we can do, but currently right now inside of this diagram, we are setting the main axis to the horizontal one and the cross axis in the vertical one. So you might be thinking like, hey, what exactly is the main axis and what exactly is the cross axis? So the main axis is the axis in the direction in which the content is flowing. Currently right now, if I go to my browser, what is happening here is if we set the display to flex, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is why I have written the numbers here. So it is going from left to right. Okay. So that is why the main axis is currently something like this. And the cross axis is perpendicular to the main axis. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And if you do not able to grasp it currently right now, do not worry. We will be having a dedicated video discussing about the main axis, cross axis and the flex direction property. All right. So this is the display flex CSS property.